Hello IndyCar fans. It is July 26, 2018. If you must be wondering what took so long to get on with reviewing the last two races, like why haven't I updated anything? Well, let's just say a recent family tragedy has occurred. My grandfather passed away back on the 10th of July. He was 89, but he went sleeping peacefully, I should add, so he's with my grandmother again. And before he left, naturally I had other plans, but this simply put a postpone in this. But I hadn't forgotten that I was also planning to acknowledge the loss of Mario Andretti's wife, Deanne. Mario, I'm really sorry for your loss, and my heart, along with all the IndyCar fans, go out to you and your family, and to your friends too. So, oh, and Marco, I know how it is to lose a grandmother. Like, I lost my grandmother back 5 years ago, ironically on your granddad's birthday, February 28th. So, that is bizarre indeed. And since to being up to speed, I shall also have a moment of silence for Sergio Marchionne of FCA, the chairman, who passed away earlier this week, and Nunn, chief engineer, who won the Indy 500 in '89 with Emerson Fittipaldi as the driver. Among these names, we shall pause for 20 seconds of silence to honor these names. We are sorry for your losses to the families of these people, and my own. Now, if you'd like to know what's with this car, if you're familiar with this car in the Indy Speedway Museum, or familiar with the 1955 Indianapolis 500, well, this was the car that took victory at Indianapolis, and what's so important to this car at a time like this was, well, by an interesting coincidence, even though my grandparents were not racing fans, they married 5 days after Bob Sweikert drove this car to victory at Indianapolis, so the closeness and date and proximity is something I hold very special, and whenever I go to the Indy Speedway Museum, I always, whenever I see this car, I always stand and salute to this car, even though I had no connections to Bob Sweikert or John Zink or such. It's just the connection of the fact that it was so close to my grandparents' wedding date, 5 days beforehand. And after Bob would drive into victory in this car, my grandparents got married. And, yeah, so anyway, the reason for the red flag is to indicate that this video will not have any humor in it as a mark of respect and to catch up on certain things. I can say that to Iowa, congratulations, James Hinchcliffe, for winning that one, even though it was under yellow. I didn't mind that at all, but boy, who would have thought that that worked in his favor after Newgarden with a dominant run came up short. And as for Toronto, wow, like Scott Dixon, congratulations on increasing your winning streak. Will you carry that streak into one of your favorite race courses this Sunday at Mid-Ohio? Hopefully, the next video, which will be after Sunday, when the race at Mid-Ohio is taking place, will be a lot more humorous than this. I'm just, like, catching up on things, and, yeah, I know I'm going on a bit of a bore, but it's just, like, this is a difficult time for my family and I and such, and the fact that I'm sure it is also the same for the families of Sergio Marchionne, the Andretti family, and of course, Nunn's family. So, that concludes this video. Stay tuned on NBC Sports Network for the next round. I'll also be watching the Hungarian Grand Prix in the hours before with the Scuderia Ferrari Club of Philly, so hopefully Ferrari will come back from their embarrassing defeat in Germany from last Sunday. Until then, I'm Aaron Cylinder, firing on all cylinders.